Well, it's not the largest harvest, but they're darn tasty. Sweet. Well, the rebar is in place and the anchors are in place. Did a really good job on that today. The Aoki-san and his son. You can see here how it will be embedded in the slab, protrude through it, and then I'll be drilling holes. All right, looks like that's about it. They're just gonna finish up tying in the anchors and then they can pour. And of course, I wanted to film the concrete being poured, but I was away and only saw it on our security camera. Part one worked. Oh boy. All right, well, this is my first pizza I've ever made. Never made one anywhere else before, unless you count the English muffin pizzas we used to make when I was a kid. So right off the bat, it looks different than what I would get at a restaurant. And I think a lot of that has to do first with the flour that I use. This is whole wheat, and it's not nearly ground as fine as 00. So that's going to have a part of it. The second part would be, of course, don't know what I'm doing, making it up as I go. Using information on the internet to try to help me out here or there. And the oven, it says it goes to 350. I threw a thermometer in there to check. It went to 400 C, which is not bad, but it's still nowhere near as hot as it should be. And I have an Italian beer to go with it. So let's see then. I think I could have gone a little bit thinner on the crust. It's not bad though, pretty thin. Hey, you know what? That's not bad. I definitely need to roll the crust out even thinner. I thought it was pretty darn thin, to be honest with you. I was feeling it, you know, the thickness between the granite block and my fingers. I think with further experimentation, this will be a winner. I don't know if you saw when I put it in the oven, I don't have a pizza stone. Instead, I have a bunch of bricks, high temp bricks that I can use instead. I think they did the job. You're looking for thermal mass, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of stone it is. And because they're bricks, you can take them away easier than if it was a single sheet. I do think when I pulled it out that the wooden peel was too thick. It did a great job of launching the pizza in, but I read that you're supposed to have a metal thin peel to get the pizza out or to spin it. And so I think when I used the spatula to lift it and get the wooden one under there, it went under, but I think I pushed the pizza towards the back of the oven a little bit, so I might have a little cheese that I need to clean out after. Trials and tribulations of giving things a go. And now for a Birra Moretti. Let's see how this tastes. Nice. Very mellow, mild beer. Goes well to pizza. I'm gonna call this a win.